the recording. Welcome again, everybody. We are here today for the webinar about the MIS Builder module. Like you can see on the public discussion, there's a note from Guillaume saying that today is a very general overview of the module. We will have a full training on the OCA days for those modules, but today it's really an overview and introduction to this module. So I'm not the one who will give this webinar today. I have a special guest for this. So Annabelle,
hello.
You can take the lead and continue. I will let you do this.
So hello everyone. So today I will speak about the MIS Builder applications. So this is the base to help you to build your customer report, financial report or order report. So this is the agenda for today. So we start with a brief introduction about us to know who we are. After that, we look at what is MIS Builder, what I can do with MIS Builder, why and in which version is it available. Then we had look at some MIS Builder key features, and we make a little demo to show you different type of reports. And to finish, we have a page with the latest improvement in version 16 and with different open points. And at the end, you can ask a question. So first, it's a little presentation about us. So my name is Annabelle. I have working as business analyst at Axon for 4 years. Axon is an active contributor to OCA associations. I have contributed to a large range of projects across various industries. Transport sector, public sector, transportation, and all things like this. And I have experience with the OCA MIS Builder application in this different business contexts. Guillaume, you can present you.
Yeah. So Guillaume Van Damme, I'm not gonna be the one speaking today. It's gonna be Annabelle that is gonna do the presentation. But I'm a business analyst and project manager at Axon as well, and I've been working there for 9 years with Odoo, using MIS Builder as well for several projects.
So now I can speak about MIS Builder. So what is MIS Builder? So MIS Builder is a management information system builder. It's an Odoo module that implements a class of Odoo report where the key performance indicators are displayed in row, end period, budget, or a comparison between columns are in column. So it focuses on very fast reporting on accounting data, but also data from any model, like sales, purchase, or other model in Odoo. So this has been initially developed by Stéphane Bédoul, which work at Axon. So now what can I do with MIS Builder? So you can make a different thing. So first is the accounting reporting. For example, you can make a profit and loss, balance sheet, tax report, so all the legal reports. And there are some specific module for legal report for the specific country. For example, there are a module in the OCA, it's the Belgium MIS Builder template, and that creates in MIS Builder all the legal reporting for the Belgium. Another thing that you can make with MIS Builder is the order reporting, like sales, brochure, marketing. And for example, you can obtain a report for yourself with the number of sales and the revenue for a customer in a specific country. And you can mix all data, so accounting data and data from other models. So for example, if you want a report with the indirect cost and split this indirect cost with the number of the employee, or with the timesheet module to have an average indirect cost per hour. You can make also comparison with budget. So there are Miss Builder budget applications, and that allow to make budget in the KPI or in the account. And so in your report, you can make comparison between the accounting data and the budget for the same KPI. So that allow you to make forecast. And another point is that you can make a comparison to see how the KPIs have evolved over the times. So you can compare this month with the previous months, or this month, but in the previous years. So there are different types that you can do. So here is an example of report that mix accounting data and data from timesheet or the employee. And you can see on the column there are different months, and at the end you have the year-to-date column to see the data at this date. You can see there are different styles, so you can see the green line or green. So now why what is created? So there are two principal reasons. So the first reason is to enable the end user to build their own report without development. So it's very easily to build this report template, and you can make all the report template without development with a simple formula that is very easy for the end users. And the second reason is to mix accounting data, so balance, debit, credit, with indicator from other models like number of order, number of purchase orders, and timesheet and other things like this in the same report. So there are the two principal reasons. In which version is it available? So the Miss Builder model is available from version 7 to 18. And this is in both community and enterprise edition. So now I will speak about features of Miss Builder. So the first features is that user configurable. It's because this is the first reason the why this Miss Builder has built. So that allows all the end user create a new report templates without development, with simple formula and with the domain to fill data. So it's very simple. The second feature is that very fast. So even if you have 1 million lines of data, you obtain very quickly your report. The next feature is that you can use the same template for different reports. So it's very useful if you need to make report for different usage. So for example, you can have a report to see the data with different months, so January, February, and you can have the same report with the same template report, but to compare the actual data with the budget data. So you can split two reports and according to the needs of the users. The next point is that allow to compare data over different time periods. So you, as I have already said, you can compare this month, for example, with the previous month, or with this month in the previous year. So that's allowed to make a provision, provisions. The next point is that the user can configurable styles, so that can choose the color, they can choose the size of the KPI, and so that's allowed to have a beautiful report design in the interface, but also in the export and in the PDF export. The next feature is that you can make drill down on the accounting data. So it's very useful if you want to see analyze where the amount comes from. And the next point is that you can export to PDF and in Excel in the report, so that allow you to give this report in a other person that don't have access to Odoo. The next point is that you have a budgeting module. So as I have already said, you can make column to compare accounting data and budget module, and so that can make a forecast. And the last point is that you can evaluate KPI on various data source. So actual data, budget data, you can make comparison between columns to see the evolution. So this is all the features of Miss Builder. So now I make a brief summary of the vocabulary to be sure that all the person understand the base for the demonstrations. So first is the Miss Report template. So that's allow you to define a reports model and create KPI lines in rows. So it's the base of the report. After that, you can make the Miss Report. So the Miss Report is the combination of one Miss Report template. And if you want different columns, that with a column for that or for budget or for comparison. And so you can have many Miss Report with only one Miss Report template. And after that, you have the Miss Report size, so that's allow you to define a color, size, bolding, italic, and rounding. And it's very useful to highlight the KPIs and also help the people to make a better decision for the reporting. And the last point is the Miss Budget, so that determine a budget per KPI or per account for a given period. So here is a picture of all the themes. So you can see the Miss Report template, which the different KPI, and for each KPI, you can define a Miss Report style. And on the base of this Miss Report template, you can define different Miss Report according to the needs. So for example, the Miss Report 1, it's more to analyze data in January, February, and March. And the second Miss Report is more to compare data with the actual data of the month with the budget previous for this month or for this years. And to make this Miss Report that use a budget, you need to define the Miss budget per KPI. So now I will start with a little demo. So I share my screen. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So here is an accounting report. So it's a profit and loss in the Belgium company. It's a model.
Annabelle?
Pardon?
Could you just zoom one more? Just a little bit more. I think if you can, would be easier to see everything.
It's okay?
Yeah, that's already better. Thanks.
Okay. So it's a specific model for the Belgium company, and you can install this model directly if you install the module Belgium Miss Builder template. So now I will show you how construct this Miss report. So first you need to construct a template. So if you go on the Miss report template, you can give a name, you can give a style, but still it's better if it's made on the KPI. And here you can define your different KPI. So to define your KPI, you need to give a description, a name, some information about the type of KPI, and here you can define a style. And if you want to define a specific style, you can make here different configuration. For example, you can determine the color, you can determine the size here, and other things like this for the display of the report. And the most important thing is the expression for the KPI. So here you have an help to construct your KPI expression, but if you want more information about this construction of KPI expression, I propose you to join us at the formation, as the training, the 15th September in the OCA days. Here is a very basic expression that take the variation of the balance in one period for the account that start with 17. So that's all for the KPI for this. And so now, if you are the MIS report template, you can create the MIS report. So to create the MIS report, you give a name, you choose your template, and if you want the information with different column, you can check this field, and so you can determine different column. So for example, you see I have a column for each month, and so if I look the configuration of one column, you can give a name, you can choose the source, so there is actual, or if you want to make comparison or use a budget. After that, you need to choose the date, so you have different possibility. You can fix the date, and so the dates are fixed and don't move, but you can also choose that this is a dynamic column, and so the information in this column depend of that date which is made on the report. It's the example. I have an example for this. Is specific for the year to date. You need to use the mode relative to the report date, and the other column are the fixed date. Other thing that you can make on the MIS report is use some filters. So here this party is more if you want report that this report is can be used with different company, and you can make also filter about the analytic. And the other points, it's a configuration about the display and the preview. So you can determine if you want the report in landscape, if you want the detail for each account, if you want the name of the column, and other things like this is configuration for the preview. So now the report is construct. So now you can see the data. You can see in the interface in Odoo thanks to the button preview. But you can also print in PDF and in export if you want. So now if I click on preview, I see the report. And so in this report, I have a search bar. So if you use this search, you can, for example, make a field to the accounting data. And so, for example, if you want the P&L for a specific partner, you can make a field here for this partner. Here you have different buttons to refresh, print, or export your report. You can see that we have different style here according to the section. And you can also make the drill down. So if I click on this button, I have directly the journal items, and so I can analyze where the amount comes from. So this was a very simple accounting report. Now I will show you a more complicated report, but it's a mix between more KPI data and accounting data. And so this is a very specific report that the end user can easily create. So it is the BIS report template, and so I determined a different KPI, but to determine this KPI, I use some queries, and so the queries are very useful if you want data from other model than accounting data. And so, for example, here I have some queries to obtain the quantity of timesheet according to different departments. So I see that I want the quantity because I use this field here. I choose the model, and here I can choose the domain, and so I make a field on the different service. And I have the concept of date because you need to specify this to have the great information on the date. Yes, Julie, you have a question?
Can you zoom one more time?
Yes.
I see people like really close to their screens. So. Okay,
it's
thank
okay.
you. Yes.
You can also have a sub KPI. So the sub KPI allow you to have 2 columns per KPI. It's very useful. For example, if you want debit and credit information on the same line. And the last point is a sub-report. So sub-report allow you to make link between MIS report templates. And so, for example, here I have a MIS report template only for the KPI, so for the timesheet, and I have a MIS report template only for the accounting data. And so that allow you, if you want to make a modification on one KPI, you make only the modification on the principal report, and all the reports which are linked are directly modified. So if I show the MIS report template, so you can see a more complex MIS report template with the information of the timesheet, and here the information of accounting data, and the last KPI are a comparison between this accounting data and the timesheet. And this is for different months, but I also make some columns which are the comparison with the data of the previous years and with the previous months. And you have a column for to obtain the data in the year to date. So now I go to the slide. So now I will speak about the latest improvement in version 16. So first, you can now freeze the row headers. So it's very important if you have a long report, and so now you can scroll down the report and you still see the column name. So it's very useful improvement. The second improvement is that you can export several reports in one Excel. So you can select a different report, and when you click to export, you have a sheet for each report in one Excel. You can make annotations. I will show you after this slide how to make annotation, but it's very useful if you give information because the amount is an abnormal amount, and so you won't make annotation in this report, and the annotation is on the report in Odoo, but also in the PDF and the Export Excel. The next point is that you can make a drill down pop-up, and that allow you to avoid losing filter, because if you make a filter when you are the preview of the report and you click, so you are directly in the journal item, you can lose your filters. But if you active the new functionality with the pop-up, you don't lose this filter. The next point is that you use of report company when you make a query. So now there is a new field in the query, is the company, and so that allow you to have already the data of your company which are active. The next point is the possibility of adjusting the size of the report on the screen. So it's very useful if you have a very large report, and so that take all the screen. And the next improvement is the adds still to sub KPI. Now you can make a so style on the subs KPI and not only on the KPI. You can now archive MissBuilder budget. And so when you are in the configuration of the report on the column, you don't see the budget which are achieved. And the next improvement is that now you can specify a company on the budget KPI lines. So it's very useful if you have this report which are used with different company, and in this report you have a column for the budget. So it was necessary that the information is the budget that you are in your company, in your active company, and not global. That's why we are add a specific field on the budget KPI lines to see only the data of the active company. And the last is that you can now dynamically hide a period depending on the instance date. So for example, you can pre-configure your column for each month with fixed date to December, for example, but you want only a display column up to June if the report date is June, and so the column of July to September to December are dynamically hide. So that's all for this presentation. So now if you have some questions,
you can maybe show the annotation function you wanted to show.
Yes, I forgot. So yes, so here if you click on the arrow, you have now our annotation, and so you can make a different text. And so if you save, you have the annotation here, and if you click through print or in export, you have this annotation on the export and on the PDF. You can delete the annotation. And another improvement is this functionality is to wide a large screen. Do you have any question?
Annotations are cool, really great.
We have questions in the public discussion about sharing this presentation and the recording. So don't worry, you will receive a link to access our sharing space. So you will be able to access all webinars and all presentation. So don't worry with that. And as we said at the beginning, there will be a full training on those modules explaining you how to really create your own reports on the OCA days, Monday, September 15. So be sure to register if you are interested in this. So now it's time for questions, doubts, comments. We want to hear you now. Yes, Jan?
I already posted in the chat. I thank you so far. It was very interesting. It's more of a detailed question, but maybe interesting for some of the others. If you can have these compare columns feature where you can have like percent of.
Oops, we lost him.
Lost him.
Yeah, but
Can
the
you-
question was written in the public discussion. So can you also have the compare columns feature for calculated columns?
Yes, it's possible.
He's come back, so maybe just wait a few seconds so he's coming back.
Sorry, I thought. Can you hear me again?
So you mean that, so if I read the question, so you want to know if the compare columns can be there for calculated columns. So I imagine, for example, if you take the sum of different KPIs together in a column, you want to know if you can compare it to the previous month or to the same period last year, etc. Right? That's the question?
Yes, or compare it to a budget. For example, you sum the actuals plus the committed from the purchase, and then you have like total value, and then you want to compare that to budget, for example, and say percent how much of your budget is being used by your actuals and your purchases.
Yes, you could add a column that is taking the total, another column next to it that is taking the budget, and then a third column that is making the difference between both. That's certainly possible with MIS reports.
Cool. I was getting some error message, but maybe I did it wrong then. Thank you. I'll try again.
Okay, we have a question from Ivan. Are those updates already being ported to 17 and 18 versions?
I can answer to that. There are several open pull requests for 18. Most of those are ready to merge and will probably be merged in a couple of weeks. In the features that Annabelle presented, some are still a little bit experimental, so those pull requests are in draft mode. They still need work, like for instance, the style per sub KPI. At the moment, it's a bit ad hoc, and I'm not sure we are going to merge this as is, because we'll probably do a refactoring of the styles mechanism so it is more robust. And so you can have a kind of hierarchy of styles from the main style of the report, a style per column, a style per row, and a style per cell and sub KPIs. So it depends a little bit feature per feature, but have a look at the pull requests if you want to get a status.
Does this answer your question, Ivan? Yes? Okay. Eve, are the KPIs saved in the database?
No.
What do you mean by saved in the database?
Yeah, maybe more explanation from Eve about your question.
Hey everyone. Yeah, just if it's possible to use them outside of the reporting, if already we define some KPI, if this can be used somewhere else in a view or whatever, if it's available somehow in the database.
No, the computed value are not stored. They are computed dynamically when you display the report. But there is a high-level API which allows you to do a computation and receive the dictionary with the values when you need them.
That means that I can use somewhere else. Basically, if I want to show a KPI, I can make an API call and get the value in JSON or in a
Yes.
dictionary.
Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you. But it would be on the fly, so it means that it will be also up to date always.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. And for performance, there is this idea of implementing a kind of computation cache. So you could have, because some reports are slow to display when they are very complex, and there is this idea of having caching the computation result for a few minutes or something like that, that the user could refresh on demand. But otherwise, currently it's always computed on the fly. Yes.
So you mean I would prepare the KPI I would need, I would cache them for a certain time, and then when the user wants to see them, it will be there readily available, right?
Yes, exactly. The main use case is similar. Annabelle explained that there is an experimental feature to do the drill down in a pop-up. So when you close it, you come back to the report with all the filters you have set. Because currently when you drill down and you come back, you lose the filter, or even if we don't use them, the report is recomputed and sometimes it's not comfortable. But this is a bit ad hoc too. And so probably a better idea would be that we have this kind of cache. And so when you click on drill down, you get the usual drill down, but then when you come back, the display is very fast because it would get the data back from the cache. So that's another idea.
So it's an idea for improvement, or it's
that's
already...
an idea for improvement. Yes. We have not got. We may get funding on that, but it's not in the backlog of the project yet. So we'll see.
Thank you very much.
By the way, the list of issues on Miss Builder, there are many feature IDs that are there, and there is possibility of pooling funding, so we develop them quicker. Yes. So.
Bernard is asking, are there something as library of standard MIS reports?
There are some template examples.
Go ahead,
Stefan, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Guillaume.
No, I was just going to say for each country, or no, not for each country, but for several countries, there are already some templates in the repository of each country on GitHub, where you have all kind of template for P&L, for balance, etc., or tax that are pre-designed. But I think I'm gonna let Stefan complete, but that's the only reports or standard reports available. It's more for each countries, as well as the one proposed by default by Builder.
So if I make a library of standard reports for my country, it would be another module, huh?
Yes. It's a pure data module with the definition of the reports. And there are examples like for Belgium, for France, Spain, Germany, and probably others. And there are ideas of doing like kind of generic P&L or generic balance sheet based on the account types. But again, it's at this stage, it's just an idea. But it's totally feasible. It's not very difficult, just a matter of someone doing it.
Thank you.
Yves, you had a question?
Yes, one thing, is it possible to add it as a menu? So I have a report and I want to add it, like action or whatever way to automatically have it, or to add it in a menu?
Yes, I think that's possible. And I think it's the case if you go in the Eldizen Belgium reports, there is an example where the VAT report is added as a menu. I think.
Okay, thanks.
So we have a few minutes left. Do you have any more comments, doubts, questions? Okay.
I can maybe just add, Julie, that on the 15th of September, the idea will be really to create a MIS report template from scratch with only accounting data, then with only with other data as well coming from other sources like Annabelle said, orders or purchase orders, sale orders, timesheet. We're going to see what makes sense there. And to really build a template, define some styles together, go in detail on how those styles work, what the different features are for each style, and then build together so that everyone can do some examples on their PC and build together one or few MIS reports and make them more and more complex and complete together during this training. That's really going to be the objective for the 15th of September.
So you're telling us that after this training, we will be able to build our own complex MIS Builder reports.
That's going to be the objective, yeah.
Okay, great. There's Jay asking for any demo data for report. I think there's a module with the data, right?
Yes, is that you have a MIS Builder demo module to install demo data.
Okay.
So they given the KPIs and all or not?
Sorry?
They given us the KPIs like whenever you can going to structure, we need to the like API KPIs and whatever structure you are added before. So it's already there or not?
It's not going to be as complete as the one that Annabelle showed with a lot, but you already have with this model a few KPIs designed in a template, if I'm not wrong. So you're already going to have a few examples, and then you have the second tab in the template where it really helps you to build additional expressions or KPIs that you can add on new lines of your templates. But it already gives you a few examples of how those KPIs could be built.
Yeah, perfect.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Annabelle, Guillaume, and Stéphane for this presentation. And as we said, if you want to learn more, register to the training. Thank you. Have a great day. And don't miss the next MIS Builder, not MIS Builder. The next webinars, we will have a few this summer. How to test the module. That was one of the popular one. And we have must-have accounting modules part 1 and 2 with Virginie. So don't miss that. Okay. See you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.